Omar Ortiz Global. I am Omar Guzman Ortiz. I wanted to make this video about a turning point in my life, and hopefully it will inspire other people. I graduated out of high school. I was 17 years old, and right after I graduated, I joined the Navy. I was stationed over at the Great Lakes in Illinois. I was there for 8 weeks, and then I went home for a 2 week shore duty. Then I met my ship in California in Alameda, Alameda Naval Air Station, right across from San Francisco in the Bay Area. I was on my ship for a year and a half, and I'm with some guys around my age, late teens, early 20s, and we're drinking, chasing girls, and fighting, doing a lot of silly stuff. And I decided I had to fool around and buckle down because I didn't come in the military to do this. So I met a guy named Murphy. Now, Murphy was like about 19, 20 years old, and he worked in the office with Sandy Granger, who was like about 22, and JB, who was 25, and they were all African Americans, and they worked in the office where I wanted to work as a administrative man. So when I got into the office and I was studying with Murphy, even though I was doing construction and stuff on the ship, I studied with Murphy because by this time I got my E1, my E2, my E3, and now I'm trying to take the test to become petty officer to get my E4. So in that office, it's aviation maintenance administrative, man. And what they do is they order publications and manuals for aircraft maintenance. Anytime you work on any kind of ground support equipment or aircraft, you have to have a manual in front of you no matter what you're doing, and it must be updated. And our job in our office is to make sure we had our changes and everything up to date for our manual, as well as sending out the changes and manuals to 5 other departments. So while I was training there, one day Chief Warrant Officer Moore, he called me into his office. And Chief Warrant Officer Moore was a man's man. He looked like Captain Ahab. He was like 6'4". He had the beard, no nonsense looking guy. So so he called me in there. He said, "Well, I see you out there with Murphy. What's going on?" Because I had been there for like a couple of weeks, in and out. So I told him, "Sir, I'm studying for the E4 test. Aviation maintenance administrative test. I know that's one of the weak points that I really need to do some OJT so I can get proficient in that part of the test." So he looked at me, and I just knew this man was not going to let me stay in his office because he looked like a straight up racist. I'm like, "Oh man, he's going to throw me out of here." But Chief Warrant Officer Moore looked me dead in my eye. He said, "Listen, I'm going to give you an opportunity to come. You come here anytime you want, study all you want. But if you flunk that test, do not darken my doors to this office." So I said, "Okay, thank you, sir." So consequently, I did pass the test for E4, and I went from training in the office to being in charge of the office because Sandy, he failed the test, JB failed the test, and Murphy's about to get out. He didn't care. So that really was a turning point in my career and also in my life as far as being successful, because when I was in boot camp, some year and a half earlier, I had a hard time really adjusting to the racism I was experiencing in boot camp from my fellow sailors, and my chief, who's in charge at the time, Chief Conway, told me, you're not going to make it through. Your attitude, no, you're not going to make it. So, you made it through boot camp, but that's going to be about it for you. So when I did get my rank in charge of the office, I never forget what Conway told me. It was a win. Later on, when I extended for shore duty at NAS Alameda, I was getting ready to get out from shore duty because my wife was also in the Navy. She's about to go overseas. So I was asked by the senior chief I was working with at the time, when Treasure Island was sent over there temporary duty, to stay. Once you extend another year, we need the manpower. You're doing a pretty good job here. And by this time, I got my E5. But I told him, I had to leave, because of my marriage situation. But I told him I really appreciated it. But that was also a triumph for me because, I was validated, and I took advantage of a situation when I was given an opportunity to study hard and became a very proficient sailor. So I hope that this video inspires people. Remember, you cannot judge anybody by their religion, the color of their skin, the way they walk, the way they talk, because you never know what's going on through a person's mind or emotion about you till you talk to them. This is Omar Ortiz signing off.